Meditation is helping us to discover a purpose, to make our contribution at workplace and communities meaningful, and then provide a very contented, satisfied life. Leaders who take on meditation are becoming single point focused, are developing great friendships with teams, becoming growth minded, so creating things.
Meditation is miraculous. So meditation is the only method by which we can make individuals responsible. A meditator gives out positive vibrations. If I can heal myself out of my own mental anxiety and physical illnesses, that is because of the positive vibrations. Meditation, yes, it is very important for our own peace of mind, health, physical health, mental health, spiritual health, relationships, families live in harmony.
I was looking for opportunities to embrace life different, and I think meditation gave me that opportunity. I had this sense of wanting to experience things in a different way.
I've been practicing meditation for about a year with the CEO Quantum Foundation, and I've seen a lot of great enrichment in the sense my own personal life. I've become much more patient, able to handle ups and downs of life, which we all go through much more easily, be less reactive and be much more proactive and be prepared in life.
Bringing them together has enabled them to form a sense of team. And so a lot of the feedback that I've been getting from many of our leaders and resources, and they say, this was one of the best. I can't wait for the next monthly session because they feel energized, they feel empowered. And so I think that's the power of just 15 minutes of a meditation session.
I was able to lower my stress. I've been getting good night's sleep. I'm more self-aware. Now I can respond more and react less.
A very good day, all Buddha CEOs. Wishing you a day full of sunny smiles and happy thoughts. Yesterday, I was reading one book named Mind to Matter, which is being recommended by Chandra sir so many times. And I was amazed to learn that meditation increases 22.8% more nerve cells in our brain to handle the task of emotional quotient. And these two words have a big impact in our lives. Better emotional quotient means that we are not derailed by the common challenges, like getting triggered by our co-workers in our workplace, annoying things your spouse or your partner says, problematic behavior of your children, being stuck in traffic, you have money or you don't have things, the possessions, and etc., 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 so many other things. This is this everyday superpower that we possess. Second by second, we are changing our brain by the way we use our mind. So congratulations to all of you on completing 24 days of regular meditation. And let's keep doing it and understanding the essence of it. So let's again gear up for Chandra sir's session. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Vinitaji. Happy morning, dear friends and masters. Good afternoon, wonderful evening. What did you say, madam? Energy thoughts, happy thoughts. Yes, I think everything is thought. So I had a long conversation with my daughter last night. Ultimately, it's a thought that's creating. So how am I at moment to moment to moment? What am I thinking? I was looking for a place to change. Wants to go into downtown London to live. And so then, you look for places. And when things don't happen the way you wanted, there's always some resistance. She's pretty smart, otherwise, that she understands this work. You do this work, so you are positively visualizing, you seem to attract things, and you go, and then if it doesn't happen the way that you wanted, then there seems to be a shift in the thought. Suddenly, the way it doesn't happen, you go, you think that there's a message, you go there, it doesn't happen that you want it, then immediately there's a shift in the thought. They may not be doing, you may not be doing it, you are not necessarily being more open. Momentarily, that we do not realize that however positive we are, then we're shifting into a different thought pattern, which is not necessarily supporting our cause at the moment. How least resistant I can be to every given moment. Because resistance leads to a negative thought, naturally, a judgmental thought, complaining thought. And so then, of course, then that perpetuates, that energy perpetuates into a similar event and experience again. It's all about thought. So we're talking about emotional intelligence. So self-awareness and self-expression. This expression is a big thing. Dealing with children, with our rules in the house, we stifle them, suffocate. We sleep when we feel sleepy, we eat when we feel hungry. Just take these two. Contrary to this, the house rules that we have, that we impose on them, sleep at this time and eat at this time, can be quite suffocating. You say 9 o'clock, you switch off the lights and say, you must sleep now. The poor fellow wants to read something, wants to sit down because they don't feel sleepy. They cannot express because they've already gotten used to emotional control, emotional baggage, that are not able to feel worried that if I open up and then just goes into another unpleasant conversation, so they stay back, they don't express. They hold back, and if they express, then of course we have our own words to put them off. But sure enough, with meditation, we change first. We start applying that. Sleep when you're feeling sleepy, eat when you feel hungry. And so then naturally, then that duality goes. So what we do is what we allow others to do. They become free automatically. They become free from all these self-imposed rules that we create just because they've been passed on from somewhere in the name of discipline. And of course, if they learn meditation, then they'll figure this out pretty quickly. They figure it out to say, hey, if I don't express it, let me stop managing. So it doesn't matter who that is on the other side. I've been managing all the time situations because I want to make sure my mom is happy, my dad is happy, this person is happy. Because then I'm very dependent on everything around. All illnesses are psychosomatic. Our second week was all about that. All illnesses are psychosomatic. So any illness in the body, first it showed up as a block, etheric block in the energy body 3 to 6 months to 12 months before. Your physical body, the energy body, the etheric auric fields, your mind body, intellect body, bliss body. The physical body is carrying simply an energy block. That energy block is causing energy to not circulate to the appropriate area. So then it's just becoming an illness. But this, in the energy block is showing up in that field 3 to 6 months to 12 months before, depending on what kind of illness they may be having it. And that's why some of these future devices that are there today, and they scan the energy field. And in fact, madam, that Mind to Matter talks about an experiment. They scan the energy field. I don't remember the illness that they scan for. And it shows up in the energy block today. The person does not have it right now physically. The medical device don't catch it. But these energy devices catch and say in the field of that person, that illness is there. And tell you what, exactly a year later, they had that physical illness on it. So the energy blocks are coming because of what? Thought suppression, wrong thought, emotional suppression. Suppress emotion, so then it's got to be blocked somewhere. And so by placing unwanted conditions on our children, then we are basically letting them suppress. And so suppressed emotions and wrong thoughts cause into blocks of energy. The self-critical, there is an energy block is right here. The digestive system. If they are low self-esteems, or if they feel like they're not enabled, they're not accepted, they're not encouraged enough, then there is a problem with their adrenal areas. We don't let them to be voicing their opinions. The problem with hormonal issues for them, blocks. If the only thing we feed them is the world is very tough and you got to really take care of yourself and the survival fears, then the creative centers at the secretion glands are blocked. They're a lot more fearful. And they become inactive. They don't want to take initiative. They appear like they're not ready to take initiatives. We are the ones in many times cause all the damage. And then when they're growing up and say, look at that person, they're doing it. Why don't you take a minimum initiative? Because already it's been blocked somewhere for them. Wrong thought, suppressed emotion leads to blocks. Now, wrong thought and separate emotions are coming because the intellect is not developed well. What is an intellect? Expression, self-expression is a notion that you develop a better intellect, then you know that, okay, whatever that interested, that I'm really important for me, I must express. A well-developed intellect says that, okay, I must express it. It is okay, I don't like it. They may not like it, but I must express. It's the right thing to do in any situation. So developed intellect is saying when something is coming to me, oh, it's my creation. My poor thought thinking, if I don't like what's coming to me, is my creation. And so then why blame somebody? Let me go back and fix where I think like that. A well-leveled intellect takes more responsibility because it understands that it's my creation. Our intellect gets developed when you have this bigger picture. As a bliss body, that's sum total of all our experience of the past, present, everything that's happened for us. So we have this huge repository of knowledge to derive from various paths. It's not just about this life. Now then we're stepping into a little bit of, edgy subject, life after life subject. The fact is that energy to matter conversion, so at a highest level, everything that we experience is always there, either energy or matter. So it's gone back to energy, it's all there. So the wisdom, the distilled experience of our life comes as a wisdom. And so that wisdom we draw from. So we understand the big picture. If I'm getting cancer now, I must have done something. If I suddenly have some dementia issues, brain issues, I must have, done enough damage to a lot of animals in the past. Plenty of them. The brain meat is really good. Gosh. So to think of it is horrible. But then similar things happen now, what to do? Not by some punishment, but then again, a developed intellect understands that it's always my plan, it's always my approval, without which nothing is happening. Just the way in this lifetime here, our jobs do not happen without our approval. The role we take doesn't happen without our approval. The way we behave at home doesn't happen without our approval. The way we behave at home does not happen without our approval. It may appear that others are pushing so much onto us with our approval, because we're agreeing to something somewhere, because we are worried about our survival. And so then we agree, but without our approval, nothing happens. And so then we decide, and we can change. So the bliss body is sum total of all our experiences to draw from, to understand the bigger picture, to be able to present why I am like this today. And so then we take charge to develop our intellect, to change the model of creation. I love to enjoy ice creams in the nighttime, but I've gotten a past experience-based fact that nighttime, if I go, it's not safe, so I stop going. I keep blocking myself to going. The safety and non-safety is only in the mind in many cases. And how you think is what we attract. If we understand it, then we break free from it. We got a new model of creation now. I'm the one attracting anything, so let me go. I'm consciousness. I can, if there are so many people that are happily going around, so I too can be there. So understand this model. So then intellect develops, our thoughts change, our energy body becomes clear, so health becomes clear. So we must talk in the context of children, friends. We must help them thrive, give them open environment. It doesn't impose too many rules and restrictions. So we're going to understand today the remaining parts of emotional intelligence after meditation. We're practicing breath mindfulness meditation. Ana-Pana-Sati, our goal is to sit down with our eyes closed and then observe our breath, our natural, normal breath, as a way to go into meditative states, ideally to be in empty state or states of meditative experiences. So just by sitting down, as you see in the picture, with our eyes closed, fingers into fingers, hands comfortably in your lap. Remove the spectacles if you're wearing, anybody new. Welcome. And then you observe your breath. Take a reference point on your nose and observe your breath there at that point, going in and coming out. The air is anyway passing through your nostrils. So just observe at any point. That's all you're saying. And observe that natural breath, no tampering of the breath, no manipulation, no special pranayama, don't take forceful inhalation or no exhalations, just your natural breath, observe it. So as you observe the breath slowly, the mind may slowly become empty, and so you may experience some kind of sensation, energy. So be a witness to all of that. In case you have thought, your attention back to the breath and then observe again. Right, friends? So today, we will spend maximum time in breath mindfulness meditation. We are skipping heart elevation process for today, so we're just going to be spending time in this. Relax yourself, sit comfortably. Relax your body. With your eyes closed, fingers into fingers. Hands in your lap, comfortably rested. Observe your normal, natural in-breath and the out-breath. Dear friends, we are going into powerful group meditation. Observe your normal, natural in-breath and the out-breath. Allow yourself to merge into your breath. And notice your breath becoming lighter. Notice your breath becoming shorter. Observe that lighter, shorter in-breath and the out-breath, dear friends. When we observe our breath, slowly and slowly, our thoughts may become lesser and lesser. As our thoughts are becoming lesser, we may experience emptiness or sensation. Allow yourself to experience that emptiness, that sensation. As our thoughts become lesser, we channelize all that liberated energy into the generous present moment. We allow our body to function at its natural best. Be with your breath. Merge into that in-breath and the out-breath. Can you become aware of that emptiness inside of you, all around you? Can you sense energy or experience any sensation in any part of your body? Become aware of it. tell yourself to merge into your in-breath and the out-breath and allow yourself to experience that emptiness, that sensation in that field of quantum energy, where there's no body, where there's no thing. As our thoughts become lesser and lesser, we lose the sense of matter we experience, emptiness, energy, sensation. Become aware of it. If you find yourself distracted in thought, go back to observing your breath, dear friends. This is the field of unlimited possibilities, the field of wisdom. The field of consciousness. That intense, the longer you stay aware of this field of energy, we are less matter, more emptiness and energy. Stay aware from your body, aware from this environment in your life, and allow yourself to stay connected to this field as no body. This is the field of all creation. The longer you stay aware of this endless depth of that emptiness and energy, the more insightful you become. Allow yourself to merge into that. Unlimited field of energy. Notice it. Connect with it. Merge into the emptiness of yourself. Your divine self. Friends, it's an honor and privilege to be experiencing this life at this time of history. Can you express gratitude to all things and everybody for allowing you to experience this life? Your gratitude to your parents for giving you this beautiful connection into this field. Be grateful to your teachers and mentors for expanding your knowledge and wisdom that empowers you. Your gratitude to all the people in your life that help you learn so many things, to your family, friends, colleagues, relatives, everybody. Give thanks to this grand nature, the bird, the fish, and the animals, for filling our lives with beauty, energy, mystery, and more. your gratitude to everything you use, the technology, the system, the companies, the governments that support our life in many, many ways. Gratitude to yourself for caring for you, for caring for others. For allowing you to explore this consciousness, and gratitude to this intelligent quantum field for letting us experience so much more in this life. Gratitude is the ultimate state of receivership.
I've let go of my past and celebrate who I've become. I am beautiful, I am powerful, and I celebrate who I am.
Recollect your experiences from the session, and whenever you're ready, you can keep your hands on your eyes for 5 seconds, and then you may open your eyes.
I am powerful. I've let go of my past and celebrate who I've become. I am beautiful. I am
Okay, friends. For the meditation today. Let me continue on this important aspect of managing our emotions. More than managing emotions, it's about multiplying our experiences. Awareness will become confident self-loving, happy for no reason as you get hold of our emotion. There comes the strength to start expressing because we feel nothing to lose. We already are happy from inside. We already are rubbing that positive energy. So people around also turning around, they're making better comments about us. We get motivated. So we start expressing freely. Our meditation anyway is giving clarity. So we start expressing freely, more truthful, less argumentative. We don't want to suck the energy from other people. We allow people to express their points. You know, a lot of times in corporate world, people are always trying to protect themselves. They want to impress upon others at any cost. And these are seeking external support. Protect themselves, so you use your power, use your authority to shut people off. Trying to impress others, so you lose your spontaneity. The first one stems from survival challenges. When I was transitioning from my previous company, which was IBM, I went into IBM with a team. IBM acquired our company. And so I did have an senior executive position. And so I was transitioning. One of a senior VP was visiting India who some level felt that because I carried a team with me, that they would always listen to me. You know, there is this worries. They're attached to Chandra, so they'll always listen to him. And so they may not necessarily follow what I'm saying. They'll still be biased. They'll still be doing things the way he wanted it. You know, particularly if a manager is in a room, then people are not speaking up. This is what a conventional model is. This is what it is. When the manager is there, then, especially if you have a senior executive in the room, then the team is not necessarily speaking up. So we had a breakfast, and he was come there for a transition meeting because like an acting in charge. As we were having breakfast that morning when I came in, and they were sitting there, and I just went, just wanted to have a chat. It's a good guy and extremely good in terms of what he's contributing. I really loved him. And I'm also grateful. He's played a key role in getting Sanofi acquired by this IBM. So we're having a conversation meeting, and then suddenly he said, Chandra, I don't want you to be in our today's meetings when I'm doing with your team. I don't want you to be in the meetings. I said, what? This is a transition meeting. It'll help if I'm there. I'll set it up appropriately so that all the reportees and the directors will support you better. But then I quickly realized that there is some way a sense of fear that if I'm there in that room while he's there, that people may not listen to what he's saying. It's always the case in the corporate where you are trying to protect yourself, impress yourself, draw attention in many ways. But that comes from a sense of past experience of understanding that, okay, everybody is trying to control their teams. That's what happens, right? We got groupism going. If I'm a leader, then I've got a set of people, then you create your groupism. That's how you draw power. When you have groups, you draw power. So he thought that way, that as long as Chandra is there, then he'll still try to go his way. And then people may not listen. They'll still look up to me and then they'll ask my questions. So that moment was for me to, because I was the one who actually enabled this whole meetings. I was the one who started setting it up for them. It didn't make sense to me. But when you are very self-aware of your emotions, and I know that if I'm not there in those meetings, my team would may feel the sense of, already they were like little worried that I'm leaving the company, because many of them traveled with me for previously 10, 15 years. In a transitional meeting, they're already sense of loss, a little bit, not I'd say more. And so telling them that I won't be part of it would have been a little more tougher for them. But in any case, I was able to stay very, very calm with this senior executive. Fine, if this is what you lead, that's just fine with me. I will not come in. Now that you mention it, I'll prepare my team for that way, that they will do it without me. A non-self-aware Chandra would have actually completely taken it off differently. We are understanding from others' point of view. We understand everybody has challenges, everybody has weaknesses. In my mind, that executive lost a great opportunity to utilize my strength in rallying the team in that meeting, but instead he chose the other way. Because the conventional wisdom is that a leaving executive always is influencing the team to not necessarily cooperate very well, for some reason or the other. But that's not what we become. We always want to do the best in wherever we are. When we become meditators, then we're becoming self-responsible, self-accountable. We're grateful to every place and everything. We're grateful to our companies. It's paying us, right? We have a contract. We go into the company for certain meetings, certain objectives, and in return, we have a contract where we said we'll do this, and so we do the right thing. Not understood fully. So self-awareness, we said, become reactive to responsive, and self-expression, we become managing people to being more integral, more truthful. Our intentions change. Earlier in a review, our only intention is to show how we are better than the other, because we want to score points, impress the manager out there, the leader out there, that, okay, so I've looked at it, and then see, there is some challenge out there in your design. The intention is different, but now the intention is different. You still are going to raise an issue, but the intention is to get things better, to help that individual. So you're no longer a public thingy. Earlier, you want to wait for the group chance to go and then give the comment. But now you know what you do? You walk up to the person before in one-on-one. Give him or her the chance to correct or no, provide that issue to them beforehand. It doesn't have to be in a team. It's not necessary. And your intentions are purely to improve, you go to them. Help them learn. provide that feedback, a constructive, positive feedback. In a way, they're comfortable. You achieve the same thing. In one case, you're breaking relationships and may not even get your comment taken appropriately, and so then it has repercussions. In other case, you actually get your work done. What is that we want? Your self-expression changes, dear friends. And so then, as we said, in self-expression, what are we doing? We start expressing what's important. Your child will tell you, self-expression. Look, Mama, don't force me to sleep. Let me read. I mean, you told me if I read, I gain so much knowledge. Why are you forcing me? You are doing the same. You're doing the same in your company. You walk up to the managers of HR. The big companies, HR, nobody now questions what to do. HR managers, don't take me wrong. But if you don't like a process, you will at least have a conversation, because they also want some feedback. You can have a conversation. Who knows, if we have a conversation 5 times, there is a 6th time, there is a possibility of changing. Now, the HR manager may not have the necessary power, but at least they are hearing you, so they'll talk about it at least once or twice. Some way, somebody up there who is very receptive, then your idea is heard. Idea is heard. I'll tell you, many of these days, organizations, the leaders are becoming more receptive. They want to change. There is a sense of wanting to take the team along. That inclusiveness is coming quite a bit. That's why I really appreciate IBM in everything that I saw that they're trying to do to bring inclusiveness. It takes time to percolate all the way down. And so then if you hold on to our older points of view, then we miss the point. We continue to judge. So as we're expressing, then we claim what is necessary. When you express in your company, when you express at homes, then you claim what is important for you. And so you're happy because you're doing what you love. That's what expression is, right? What's important to you. When you're happy, you see, there is a beautiful turnaround is happening very soon, dear friends. When you're happy, doing what you like, then you look forward to going to work in the morning. You look forward to waking up that day. I have my music class today. I love singing. Beautiful. Now I got into this new project. I really am happy. Excellent. And I've got into this training where I always wanted to go and then teach people and share what I know. So my manager allowed me to do that now. That extra activity that I'm able to do. So you look forward to going to work when you do what you love. So you got something to hold on to look forward to that day. So then when you are there in that position, dear friends, when you're looking forward to go back to work, to wake up and do that thing at home, then what other things that you do no longer become work for you. They don't become household chores. That reports that you have to give, or that coordination you have to do, or that repeated testing you have to do, whatever that is, they become insignificant because there is certain things in your life that are going great for you, so that you are full with the memories of that. So you stop complaining about other things that we do. When we do what we love, we have something to look for, latch on to. And so everything else we do no longer becomes a challenge and a complaint. And at the same time, we are learning that our thoughts create reality. And so we recognize that that work that I'm today doing, that thing that is coming to me experience, is eventually is I know that it is attracted by me as that thing sinks into that knowledge that our thoughts create reality. So it is me who is drawing any experience. It's me, even though that routine work is boring and mundane, it is me who drew it in the first place into me. And so we start off recognizing that, and then we start off taking ownership for it. On one side, we have something to look for in a given day in the week, and so we are happy. And so other things are becoming non-issues anymore because we didn't have any happy moments, so everything is an issue. But now we have happy moments. You're giving that 1 hour of time for service. And so when you give that 1 hour of time to service, you're working with Buddhasi, you're doing something, feels you so deeply, and so the rest of 10 hours are just fine, no problem. And having that switch of understanding that if I'm experiencing something that I may not necessarily be happy about, but I know it's still because of me and my thought. I've allowed it to happen in the past, so I recognize that I can change it. And so, dear friends, the switch is happening. Do what you love to love what you do. It's happening. We recognize that it's me who created, no matter what it is. Let me take it. Let me accept. Let me take ownership of it. Initially, we want to do what we really like, but slowly, we are switching. We are recognizing, we're accepting. As we develop acceptance of the situation, we start loving what we do. Yeah, I can't change my job role. I know, I recognize it. I don't understand. I don't really like this, so I want to change it. Okay, but I've committed to my manager for next 6 months. I'm going to be in it. So we can go on resisting every day, but no longer that is necessary. I know that the very thought that created this for me is the same thought that utilized the power to change it for me. So I'm free. And so with that understanding, we accept, we love what we do. The only way to do great work is to love what you do. Steve Jobs. When you love what you do, your attention is on it. Where you place your attention, there you place your energy. And so the manifestation happens. It becomes good and good and good. The moment we have that understanding that it's me who draw that into my life, and so we're going into we start participating fully, right? Where you place your attention, that means what? You're going into the detail. You are mindful. You're looking at every moment of it. You're looking at every aspect of it. Mindfulness is what? Non-judgmentally being in the moment with that thing that we're doing. So naturally, when you put our attention, we go into the intricate detail of it. If you're mindful in your garden, you're going to go into the real detail. It's no longer work. That gardening is not work anymore. Now the switch has happened. And so now you are looking at every little bit of weed. You're going to remove it very, very beautifully. You touch it, you feel it, you're grateful to the soil. Because your energy is there, attention is there, you're very mindful. So you feel every bit of it. You go to the detail of it. You make it more excellent in whatever you do. Self-accountability naturally happens because you understood you're the one who's drawing it. First of all, you have enough things to look for to be happy. And so other things are non-issues anymore. And the understanding that I pulled it into my life, so I become more responsible. So tell you what, if you are detail-oriented, you're producing great work. If you're self-accountable, then nobody needs to come in and keep checking on you. Hey, have you done this? Have you done that? You change it. So we become manager's delight. The word manager's delight. I'm sure all the managers, you would love to have employees whom you don't have to go and check. You just give to them and they'll do it. Why do you need somebody breathing down our neck all the time? In a sense of liberation, if they don't come to us instead we go to them, then we're creating our destiny. We write our own path, not let somebody sort of drive us this way, that way, isn't it? the switch is going to happen, dear friends. The key is to build upon that awareness, and the key is to continue to learn. The feelings come to us, hey, you know what? Don't just try to do repeatedly. Today you do that extra thing. That insight will come to us when we are doing our routine, regular work. There will always be some insights coming to change that. Don't be monotonous. Break it. Earlier, because we're not that interested, we just go. We don't even know what we've done, just routinely do things. But now change it. Give that report differently. Add a new column. Change the way you present it. It is always a pie chart. Give it a bar chart this time. Think about differently presenting. Then there is a different conversation. Oh, your manager will tell you something. You have a conversation around it. A different experience can come. Routineness has to be broken. Keep experimenting. So, dear friends, so when we are doing all that thing, we are detailed, self-accountable, and so then our managers, leaders, people, when you give something to us, then we are so accountable that now we are inspiration to people. Hey, first look at, Sharanya has become so cool. I don't know she doesn't seem to mind, and people comment, give her comments, but she still seems to be taking it coolly. Wonderful. So what is in it that makes us so cool? So people come to you to know. And they are an inspiration. You're going details. You are not cribbing about things of whatever you're doing. 1 month ago, you're complaining, but you don't complain. So you become inspiration. If somebody comes to us all the time with their problems, it pulls our energy down. We don't like to be in the company of them. But here the change, they don't bring the complaints anymore. And so then automatically we become inspiration. That's the meaning of what we're calling. We are an inspiring employee, inspiring person in the family. Switch is happening, dear friend. It's going to come. When you're an inspiring person, people are coming to you. They come to you for solutions. They want to know more about what you're doing. What is the secret of you being so happy? So this is when our empathy begins. This is when we start understanding. People come to us with challenges. They open up. They're coming up and saying, I have this challenge and that challenge and this one. But see, it happens all the time. Anybody who is inspiring, and so naturally everybody has problems. Who doesn't have problems? Everybody has a problem or the other. We're looking to express somewhere. Half the challenge is done when you allow someone to express it. So we do that. So we develop empathy, which means when people come to us, we are patiently listening to them. We develop great listening skills. In any case, we are already happy. We're claiming what we want. And so then we are happy. So at some point, we start looking at, and a meditative employee is looking at, what is in it for me? It's me. The me becomes others now. What is in it for me? To what can I enable? How can I enable? This is a beautiful switch at some point happening. How can I enable others? How can I help others? When my cup is full, overflowing, so I want to give it to somebody else, isn't it? That naturally comes. We cooked food, a lot of food, and then we know it. Okay, today we just have 3 of them. The more food is there, so we want to give it to somebody. The thought does not come until it's if you don't have it. First, we have to satisfy ourselves. In the plane, when oxygen is low, what do they tell us? Make sure you cover yourself before you give it to your child. We do it the other way. Only to realize that if we have to hold on for some time, we will not be there at all. So we have to take care always ourselves, dear friend, the fundamental aspect. And we got it all wrong. I can tell you, we got it all wrong because from that big childhood, the conditioning is that first take care of somebody else. We got it all wrong. When we don't have it inside of us, that taking care of somebody else is constantly burning us from inside. We find complete emptiness inside. There's no depth for us, and so we're going to succumb because we constantly, what are we doing to please others, to help others? We keep cutting on ourselves. We suppress our emotion. We reduce things for ourselves. When we earn a little bit of money, we stop taking it for ourselves. We have desire, and instead we satisfy somebody else. And so we burn inside. Oh, the children, everybody around in the family suffer. When we don't take care of ourselves, there's nothing wrong in it. We got to take care of ourselves first. And then we are happy. It's all energy. So the more happy you are, the more fragrance that is spreading. You cannot stop the fragrance from spreading. You don't even have to do anything. That flower, nobody can stop its fragrance from spreading. Same thing happens, dear friends. So we take care of ourselves. So naturally, we have so much fragrance to spread. It automatically goes to the others. That's how we think. Help them. No complaints, no judgments. We become empathetic, not sympathetic. I want to emphasize this point. Empathy, not sympathy. They're two different. When we recognize that there is no injustice and tragedy, when we recognize that everything is only for an experience, now this is all spiritual intelligence. We'll understand next week, spiritual quotient. Everything is for an experience here. If somebody suddenly lost a job because lack of clarity, that person perhaps is not even enjoying what they're doing or went too much into the comfort zone. Neither they're learning anything and they're probably only in a complaining mode. Comfort zone, not learning anything. Don't have clarity of no way. And then so always self-doubt, self-critical. So many reasons why you lose a job. We recognize it, that no, it's oh, poor thing. Oh, you lost your job. I don't know how you're going to really live and survive. It's going to be tough for you. That's sympathy. Sympathy is going to pull people down. I really learned this, I used to feel bad for when I see somebody handicapped, especially children, and say, oh, gosh, how can they have something like this really poor? And as a children, we just go and then talk to you like that. Oh, poor thing. Now we don't talk to them, but as a neighbor, to your friend, will talk to them. See, look how poor thing. At this age, God has really punished. How could this happen? They cannot even walk. And they'll hear. And guess what happens to them? So you have to look at those people who are handicapped, but they're doing fabulously in their life. Those who are doing fabulous in their life have been highly encouraged that there is no limit to what you can do, no matter whether you have legs or hands or not have eyes or ears, whatever. We know it. There is always examples in the world. So many examples that are there, that people have achieved much more irrespective of the disability. They've overcome because they always have, they're called specially able. Everybody always, if one thing is not there, something else is there. It's all in the mind, dear friends, mind to matter. So when we become sympathetic, we pull them down. When we become empathetic, we understand it. Understand the cause. And so when you understand the law of cause and effect, when you understand the way we're planning, everything is being planned today. If you're going to a sales call, you travel to, let's say, Sudan for a moment, which is going through a lot of, let's say, terrorism. If you're going to Sudan for a sales business trip and then you're going there, who to blame? And now there are people who are not aware of the company having a specific goal and then wanting to go do business there or to help people out there in a certain way. People are not aware of it. And then the only thing they hear in the newspaper says that, oh, the dangerous country to go. And then so you're saying, oh, what a poor life. These guys have to go to Sudan and then travel for sales calls. This is how they talk about, sympathetic. Yeah, the corporates really send what to do, but they have to go, they have to risk their lives. Is how the sympathetic person is when they don't understand it. But who allowed it to happen? The person who's traveling allowed it to happen. It's their intention. They actually intentionally took that. They have a choice to change, to go something else. But the business owner allowed it to happen. They may have many, many reasons why you're doing it. You're empathetic and say, nobody goes and does business. Let me take the risk and go and help the people. That could be a point of view. Or the person who's doing business with soda. So we become empathetic. Empathy is to understand the situation and then see if we can support them with encouraging comments and advice and all of that, but not pull them down. If we are better off not saying anything if we don't know how to react, but then stay quiet, than to be sympathetic and then pull people down. So dear friends, so naturally, as we become empathetic, and so we become charismatic, people come to us, they are trusting us. They trust us because you're no longer, you're seen as someone who gives solutions. So they trust you, they come to you. They don't feel vulnerable anymore, coming and talking to you about the challenge, because you're very empathetic, you see, you're empathetic. Your intentions are that you understand the situations. I've always mentioned that you are in a leadership role, you are a manager role. Take the time to meet your team without agenda. That's empathy, considerate. Sit down with them, go around with a coffee, take them for a one-on-one meeting. These help a great deal. They just feel that you care. I mean, that's genuine. It's not, okay, I've got to do to show that I care. It's genuine, but then if you're genuinely caring, then you will take them with their arms around. That sense of belongingness will come to that member so much just by spending time without an agenda. We must be ready to spend the time without an agenda. Come sit down. What's going on? Just talk about sports, talk about anything. Not necessarily have to have an agenda. Dear friends, so we become natural leaders when we meditate, when we develop all these qualities, and then we start giving solutions, we start becoming a natural leader, because then we see the potential here. We see the potential. When you have a team, the first thing every company startup is saying is, what's your team? The VC first question is going to ask is, tell me who is there in your team. If you come with, single-handed as a single person going there, because you've got so much achievement, they still say, who is there in your team? Is there somebody? Who else? It's all about people, we know it. And so then we rally for great causes. We take the team along and we become natural leaders. We engage, we take proactive initiatives, we socialize more. Expand significantly when we travel more or when we meet people. Three things: people, places, things. That's what thoughts are made of, right? And so the more we experience them, the more our consciousness expands. So meet more new people, go to new places, and keep utilizing newer things, explore new things. That phone is good. Please, we have to go away from this opinion that phones are spoiling people. Come on, our mind is, we have no control on the mind, and so then we blame technology. It is our creation. Let's fix our mind through meditation, so we master our mind, and so what to use it for, what not to use it for. So people, places, things, dear friends, when we utilize them, and so we meet more people, our consciousness expands. You travel more, your consciousness expands, because you learn. In learning, is where we are expanding our consciousness, which means because knowledge is precursor to experience. When you learn, automatically some of it will come into your experience at some point because you start paying attention to it, and so it has to come in. So we become leaders, we socialize. Why do we do it? Because to increase our experience. That's all it is. Our experience. We increase our experience. In the process, of course, others benefit too. No doubt about it. So, dear friends, what we conclude that emotional intelligence is developing for meditators greatly. It starts with awareness, express things, we become inspiring. So we start loving what we do. The switches are happening. We become empathetic, always looking at what's in it for me to others, and then we become natural leaders. Everybody, without a doubt, when they go through meditation, they become leaders. That's why they take initiatives. So many people from Buddha CEO are now teaching meditation. So many are taking initiative to organize events. If not anything, they know in the community, in the department, you take the leadership, ownership to do that. It happens. Thank you very much for listening into this. Let me ask Vidya Madam. Madam, your comments.
Thank you very much for today's wonderful meditation, sir. So actually, how I came into meditation, and actually I started a small community in my own apartment. So I am living in this apartment for nearly 20 years. So in all the 20 years, just we used to say hello, hi, hello, how are you, and we used to go away. But suddenly, last year during the Ganesh Chaturthi, we decided to start the meditation just like that. So when the celebration was going on, somebody asked me to play the Tambola games or something like that. So at that time, I said, no, I am going to take the classes. So I will not be able to join. So when they asked me what class you are taking it, then I told him it is the meditation class, that is the Ana-Pana-Sati Meditation, which is very simple to follow. They actually became interested. And then we started a small group of something. So now became like a community. Even if we miss, if we are not able to miss or not doing the group meditation, we feel so much missing in us. So we become so what you call a family like that. So even when Chandra sir visited on December 24th to our house, so it was become a so beautiful event. So everyone contributed, everyone they came, they joined, and now there is a family like relationship. It is there. So I am very happy to start this and become one with them, and there is a mutual understanding is there, mutual love is there, mutual oneness is there. All those things we gain just in the say about from last September 2022. So within say about 5 months, we have become so one into the family. Earlier we were all different. Now we are all one together. So it's a beautiful thing to become one. The thing. So this
How much emotional intelligence have increased, madam? Let me ask this question. How much of your emotional quotient has increased now in the last 1 year?
It is, I increased a lot, sir. So earlier I used to be...
Say 1000%.
Yeah, really. So in all fields, my emotional stability is there. So being one with the people, and as you have rightly said, instead of managing people, I am actually expressing it to what I feel it. I am also feeling my connectivity to many people. Earlier, I was not connected to many people. Now I'm meeting and connecting more with the people. So as we move with the people, I think we need our emotions, how we have to manage. This is also a learning experience for us.
Thank you. Yes. Vinitaji.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, it has increased a lot. Whenever you are in a position of power, you feel as if you have that right to at times dominate or impose your decision on others. But after when you start meditating, as you rightly said, that you become more empathetic, trying to understand the perspective of others also with an open mind and heart. So definitely experienced everything, whatever you said.
Yes, madam. So any announcements?
Announcements, sir. The main announcement is that there is a retreat program in Pyramid Valley, Bangalore, 1st March to 5th March. And from my own experience, I want to tell everybody, please go and join. Don't think twice. Last year, during this time only, when this program was happening, there was a 2-day retreat. And without any thought, I just booked my ticket, me and my husband. And from there, I think the journey started, because you meet so many like-minded people over there. And 5 days, you are in a actually 24/7 meditative state. You don't have to find out 45 minutes or 1 hour of it. So please do go over there. You would be understanding the deep varieties, and you'll meet so many people over there. Beautiful experience. Like when you meditate in the pyramid, there is an attraction and pull. So it's a request. We would be giving those flyers in all the WhatsApp groups also, and I'll be posting here also. But do try to give a try to go over there for those 5 days. And
yes, thank you, friends. Those who would like to exit, feel free to do that, and then we'll take some questions. Most certainly want to talk to those who raised hands. Thank you very much. Now we had more announcements.
No.
Right? Okay. Yes. Yes, we'll start taking. Yes, okay. So let's listen to a 30-second music. I'd like to have that switch.
Gratitude before me, gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful.
Yes, please go ahead.
Yeah, Kavya, please, you're free to ask.
Hello, good morning, Chandra sir. I feel that these last 2 sessions were very relevant for me, because as that sometimes as a leader, you were talking about scolding your employees, but as an employee as well, you are scolded many times from your boss and sometimes your colleagues as seniors. So, but somehow I'm not just able to completely grasp the concept that, if somebody scolds me, should I just go and leave without showing any reaction, and should I just be okay with it? And does that become the norm then, that no matter what anybody says to you, however many times, you should just stay calm, not take it to your heart and move on? Is that what is should that be the goal? And second thing, then doesn't it sometimes, don't people take advantage of that sometimes, that okay, this girl is not saying anything in return, and she's just listening, she doesn't say anything, so you can say anything you want to her? So is that also sometimes misused by the people around you? So yeah,
People
that's
can
what I want.
misuse. People can misuse when what they want. They behave the way they are, the way they think. But the power is in you, not in them. The power is in you. If they miss you, then you have a choice to change. You have a choice to change. They know that. All right. So let's understand a couple of things. Everything is based on how we think and feel. If we understand this concept more and more and more, then you're creating an environment that respects you, because that's what we seek deep inside by our thought alone. If my thought is constantly, because we have experienced it 5 times now in the past 1 year, that, okay, now this guy is just so useless. This guy is just so unmindful of what they're asking, what they're saying. And he's always like that, just horrible. If this is the mind dialogue that goes on, and not knowing that my thoughts create reality, we continue to create it. So we are saying, experiment, change the thought. When I was alluding to my daughter's conversation last night, was that when something does not go the way we want it, what happens? Our thought is going in the direction of not having it. And so then we forget ourselves, and the thought changes. Versus, can we stay above the water at that moment also, and then still continue to think of things that we want to have, want to attract? I recognize that he or she is behaving this way, but then I know they're changing. I'm having a great experience. I'm imagining. And so if we can stay above the water, that moment you feel bad, no problem. It's going to happen. We got to express our emotion, feel bad, but come out of it in the next moment. Not take it to our heart as, tomorrow we're going to talk about 4 agreements. Don't take anything personally. One of the agreements is to not take anything personally. So when we don't take anything personally and we experience it, we are done, we go on next moment. But our thoughts remains that I'm having beautiful time in my office. Everybody is coming and cooperating with me. I'd want us to keep changing our thought switch. And when things are happening to me, what is it that is teaching me here? I'm being nice. I'm trying to be in time, and then I'm doing all the time. But they're still coming on to me saying, do this, do that. What is it that is reflecting in me? Because every situation is a reflection, is a mirror. Mirror of my thought process is how things are around us. That's the concept from 7 Essene mirrors. This program, we may not have the time to talk about that part of it, but we'll do a masterclass on a Saturday. But 7 Essene mirrors is telling us that all experience in our life are a mirror of some way, that some thought or belief or judgment that we carry. So we look from that angle too. So to answer your question, we change our thought process. We continue to look for what is it for that is still that I have to learn, because I'm seeing something here that I'm present. Second, it gives us some insight. A part of it will change, and a part of it changes, the other person changes. It's going to happen. Having said that, you always do what you feel right at a given moment. So in a given moment, you are meditative, of course, your emotional switch is happening, but must express. I'm not saying that you sit down quietly. You do always what you feel at that moment, not what you think intellectually. So you feel like expressing, tell your boss, tell that person, hey, you could have told me normally. Why do you have to shout at it? Say that way. Question it back, express it. We must express what we feel in that moment, but we must also actively reflect inside what caused me to bring this thing. Because my thoughts are attracting, so constantly be aware of it and continue to change your thought process, continue to expect, continue to imagine better things in their office, continue to learn. And so then, over a period of time, you will see a change. You'll absolutely see a change.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Great questions. Yes, madam.
Yeah. Hi, Chandra. This is Srinivas.
Yes, Mr. Srinivas. Yes.
Yeah. I have been participating in these sessions from the beginning, from the second day onwards, and I might have missed 3-4 sessions, but most of the days I am practicing and I'm listening to the concepts. And I was trying to, I mentioned in one of the, in the beginning, in the first week or second week regarding my issue, but that was the beginning. What's happening is when I started the meditating, you mentioned we'll go into 3 or 4 states. One is the silence, one is the sleep, and the other is unknown state or something. There are 4 states you mentioned. I couldn't recall the 4th one. But I was in the meditation sessions in our live sessions. But most of the days I'm feeling like I'm going into an unknown state or unconscious or a sleep state. But what I'm trying to figure out is today, I didn't went into the sleep, but my thoughts were going here and there. So again, I'm trying to focus on my breath. Like that, I was keep trying, but I'm just trying to see if I'm doing something wrong to go into the silent state, because I want to go into that silent state or somewhere and rewrite my, you mentioned about the limiting beliefs, right? So I want to fix some of my limiting beliefs that I can't do these things, or if I don't sleep, something will happen to me, like my anxiety and depression levels will vary, or something like I have some limiting beliefs, or I can't do some kind of programming or coding. So there are some limiting benefits, beliefs. So I want to fix them by going into this silent state. So how instead of going to the sleep or unconscious, how would I have to divert myself towards to go into this silent state where I can fix my issues?
Limiting beliefs are in the subconscious mind. First, we have to understand them, become aware of them, right? And so you already are aware now. Before these sessions, you're not aware that my thoughts are creating, so my limiting beliefs are creating certain situations. You're not aware before, now you're already aware. Number 1, so victory. Now, you're aware that there's something called limiting belief, I need to fix it. Now, you have to catch that thought when you're applying it in a given life situation. So that awareness is required, and then your meditation is building your awareness. You have to tell me if you're there, I don't know how many days you said now, are you able to identify yourself with a thought or emotion that is happening to you a little more better than what it was a few days ago, which means if the answer is yes, then you're building that awareness. Awareness is to know, and so then an opportunity to change. That's happening independent of doing something in meditation. Meditation is there to build awareness, right? It builds awareness. So reprogramming beliefs are happening by learning new knowledge, listening to others' experiences, sinking in, and then you have an opportunity to change the thought to differently, right? When that thought comes up, that limiting thought is coming up, you have an opportunity to change it and then move away from it, right? So that's how you do it one time, a second time, and a third time, and a fourth time. Then your old limiting thought goes away, and then a new expansive thought settles in, right? So this is how change happens. Okay, but it requires plenty of awareness, so plenty of practice of meditation is necessary, right? Now your meditation, you're doing it right. We go into a trance state, we are not aware of ourselves. We potentially felt we slept. We are in an empty state, we're not observing anything around, it's all empty. We are in this meditative experience state where you're finding sensations, visions, colors, shaking, all those experiences that we're experiencing. All these 4 states are possible, and all those 4 states are just fine. We don't have control of them, and then neither do we want to have any control, because when we're exploring this energy field, that energy field is infinite, unknown. It is so intelligent that we're not even aware how it is showing up and then why it's showing up the way it is, but let it happen. But we do know that it's happening for the best of us. And so we let it happen. The 5th state, which is what we feel, when I say 5th state, is not the whole state of the meditation, right? And every now and then that we feel we are in thought, right? Our constantly thought is there, thought is there. As the thought is there, we bring our attention back to the breath, right? That's the time we take action. The rest of the time we take inaction, we are a witness. This time you take action to bring your attention back to the breath. So that's what you're doing, and it's just fine. Continue to do it, because just by practicing like this, and we always said, there are always pockets of time where you go into any of those 4 meditative states which you don't recognize. And then pockets of time we are in thought. The thought non-meditative state is there, pockets of time. But then again, for a long time, meditative, little bit non-meditative, long time meditative, or vice versa. We do go into the meditative states, and so then we are building our awareness. And so wakeful time, you are able to switch your thought process to something more expansive. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll keep continuing and practicing, and
that's it. Keep continuing.
And now I have the belief and awareness. This can fix my issues, the sleep issues and the anxiety levels. So I'll just continue practicing it. I'll try. I reached all the 3 states you mentioned, like unconscious, sleep, and the silent state. I'll try to go to the next levels, and I'll continue practicing it. Apart from currently, I'm only doing in the sessions, which live sessions. I'll try to do it like other timings also.
Yes. Now, meditation, in meditation, at the end of meditation, sometimes I'm doing a meditation belief reprogramming. That visualization is about belief reprogramming too. It's all about affirming a newer empowering belief. Did you attend our 3rd week sessions?
I was attending until the meditation session and some question and answers. It's working time for me here, so I was not able to attend the full length.
Yeah. So, but yes, reprogramming beliefs, we can do a little bit of extra dose called developing an empowering belief, and then we are visualizing, imagining, affirming about that empowering belief. So there is a process, and if you do that, then you are accelerating, specifically turning around a old belief to a new one by giving it extra energy and attention, right? And so then you could do that process. Maybe one of these days I'll do that meditation of belief reprogramming meditation. Maybe let me take that for the Saturday, if you remember, and so we can do that. Okay. We're going to go through a lot of this in detail in the 5-day program. It can be of great help. It's in Bangalore. Where are you based, by the way?
California, USA.
California, all right. Okay. No problem. Yes. There'll be an online program that I'm going to do 2 days, 3-day one, but later, sometime in maybe June. Just continue. Nothing is required. Continue. It's all going to be solved. Okay.
Okay. Thanks,
Right.
Chandra.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hari, Ji, please.
Namaste, Chandraji. Sorry, I'm in the car. I think this question I want to ask when I meet you personally. I'm planning to meet you in March. So I think this may be helpful for other people. So I think this is similar lines. The question what other person asked, right? I'm also from California. Okay. It is succession question. Okay. So the question is, I have been in IT for more than 18 years. I started my career in Wipro and I worked in IBM. So 12 years back, I came to US. I'm working in the service delivery side. So for the last 8 months or 9 months, if anything is, I'm thinking about work only. Even if I am doing swimming, my mind is thinking about work. It was not the case earlier. I just got into 40s. So I'm not sure the reason. I know this meditation will help definitely, but I all of a sudden it came, it is happening like that. I'm not sure, even if I'm playing with kids, if I'm doing other thing, everything, if any presentation is there, I'm thinking about that only. It was not the case earlier. So what could be the reason, and how I can
to get into meditation?
Yeah, that's what I don't know why it happened, but I definitely strongly believe this will help me. So
I mean, that is the reason. I want to believe that is the reason, so that then we increase our interest towards meditation. Always things are happening Hariji. So there's always a trigger, and everything is happening for a purpose and a reason. And then because I was just what my dear friend Saga calls it an excessive thinker, right? Or whatever reason it happens, because then we have to move to the next part of our life. Shift. And I truly believe that when we get into meditation, we shift.
100% actually.
The
I was
switch
in
is, the
sorry,
switch is
sorry.
not incremental. The switch is not incremental. The switch is a shift, an orbit shift, an element changing from one type to another type. That's what happens when you have an orbit shift, right? The number of electrons change, and so you shift an orbit, element transforms. That's a shift that's happening. Because from matter that we are and the thinking as matter, we become energy. One is tiny, another is infinite. That's the switch. Nothing else has the switch. No other training has a switch. So this is not just training. This is a switch the way we look at life. So welcome to the orbit shift that you are in the path to.
I totally believe that one. If something happens in my life, it happened for the cause, even though it is a little bit turbulence. Definitely, I was in this track. I was a little bit off. I think to get into my own track, I think it is happening. Thanks for that. I'm very glad to get into this program. Thanks a lot, sir.
Wonderful. Thank
Really
you.
I'm looking forward to meet you. Probably I'll get some time with you.
Yes, please be there. Before
Yeah, sure.
20th March, I'm here. I'm starting after that, I'm traveling. Out of
okay. Sure, sir.
Sure.
Thank you.
Yeah, Subhash.
Yeah. So first of all, great gratitude to Chandra sir and team. So today's session was very wonderful. Today first, I used that pyramid cap. First time I used that one. So the experience is, I feel that is very nice because I feel some of the energies around my head, creating some sensation to the head and body. So really, it was a nice experience today I had, and thank you for you and your team. And I have one question regarding the self-express. Sometime what happened? Somebody ignored us or me. So I'm trying to convey my message to them. But what happened? One side I am also worried regarding there will not be any breakup into the relationship. For example, my friend is there, and I don't know what will be the reason, but he is avoiding to me, and parallelly, I also express what I feel to him, and the way I'm expressing, and parallelly also I'm looking for not breaking of the relationship. So how to tackle the situation?
Something very specific, you can reach out to the facilitator and then have more ideas discussed, Mr. Subhash.
Okay.
But you will have your guidance. I mean, these are not intellectual questions, right? But you have specific, please have a conversation with the facilitator. I'll be happy to talk, but you will get it. It's all about your doubt inside, that's all. Do a little more meditation, you will have a lot more confidence and trust in the process. When we have doubt, then we feel something will happen. If an intention, there's only two things. Intention. Our intention has to be right. Your intention is purely about the betterment of the other person. You have a right to question somebody when you know it's going to help them grow spiritually. Materially, let them do what they're experiencing. It doesn't matter. They are very, very temporary. But you have a right to question somebody when you know it's going to help them grow spiritually. That means their intellect is going to develop by driving them. So that's the only time you have a right to question. Otherwise, not necessary to unnecessarily give advice. Scott Peck, in his book called The Road Less Traveled, this statement deeply influenced me. when to open, when to give suggestion, when not to give suggestion. Okay. So if you are very deeply convinced that we must have this conversation, and then you will develop enough confidence about it, and so then you will do it. It's okay. Right? Just improve meditation some more, and then it can't backfire. Your intention is pure. Can't. Everything that will happen that way is temporary. Okay. Thank you. Take the last one. Yes.
AU Regina.
Yeah, thank you for the opportunity to speak. Sorry. So, oh, I'm so nervous right now. But anyway, so recently I've been very interested on the concept of law of attractions, and then I also noted some of your explanations related to self-accountability when we are aware that everything comes to us is actually because we bring it to us. And then you also mentioned that actually what happened outside is the mirror of what happened inside us. So I just wonder how these concepts or these statements like apply to the case of sexual violence, for example, because the more I think about it, I was wonder if we say this to the victim, will it be like blaming them for what happened to them, something like that? So I hope I can have your perspective on this. Thank you.
There is no exception to this rule. The statement is there. Thoughts create reality. Whether it is a violence that got inflicted on me, whether it's a cancer that came to me, whether that I had to get into an accident somewhere, everything is happening by choice, by design. It's very tough to accept it. Very tough to accept it. The physical violence and mental violence, they're all the same. You know, if we are being abused mentally significantly in offices, and somebody is doing physical violence somewhere, we attribute a lot more to physical violence than mental violence. Accept it, right? Well, physical abuse and mental abuse, we accept. But from a law of cause and effect, or from the observation manifest possibilities, everything is happening from that point of view. That's where this law of cause and effect comes into picture. These are tougher things to understand, but then one must go through and study spiritual science to know, and then feel fully centered. Without which Richard Bach could not be saying that statement, that the depth of your belief in injustice and tragedy is mark of one's ignorance. The depth of one's belief in injustice and tragedy is a mark of one's ignorance. In Indian Bhagavad Gita, it's talking about everything is an experience. Shubha Ashubha Parityagi. Shubha Ashubha Parityagi means Shubha is good stuff, Ashubha is not good stuff. Parityagi, become one, become neutral to both of them. Become neutral to both of them. It's saying we are unhappy when we don't get what we want. I'm talking about this, the Sanskrit sloka changes into this. We're unhappy when we don't get what we want, or we get what we don't want. The case we talked about just now. We get what we don't want, or we don't get what we want, we're unhappy. We're happy when we get what we want, like, you know, some house and this and that. Or we don't get what we don't want, death, injury. We're happy when we don't get what we don't want. Nobody wants death. They're okay to see death, but they don't want death in my home, to me. And so they're happy as long as they don't get that. But the Bhagavad Gita, the beauty is saying that in all these situations, you're happy here, unhappy here, become neutral, because everything is an experience. It's so temporary. The body, it's all illusionary. Quantum is saying, whatever you think is real is not really made up of real stuff. It's illusionary. It's happening as long as you observe through your thought, the plan. So everything is happening that way, no exception. But it has to be just understood the right perspective. Will the victims, what we call victims, will they take it? Of course, when they don't have that understanding, nobody takes it. Forget about them. If somebody is going through a serious financial challenge, you tell them and say it's because of karma, they're going to just give a mouthful if they don't understand this. But we need to be empathetic to that, not sympathetic. Empathetic to their understanding. Give them support. Give them meditation. Give them meditation. Rather than going about trying to sue the other person, do this and that. Now, law of the land will take care of it. There are some people who are responsible who have to do it, they will do it, because the other person also needs to be trained enough. It's not punishment, right? We see it as punishment. It is rehabilitation for the other person. They need to be trained too appropriately, but that's somebody else's job. But our job, and where we are not in that role to, again, go and then voice and say, oh, this has to be done, punishment has to be given, this has to be done. Instead that, we support this person by giving meditation. Give them better knowledge, higher knowledge, slowly, appropriately. And so they can recover faster, they can see the big picture. Right?
Thank you.
Thank you. Right. Yes, Vinita, madam.
Yes, sir, no more questions.
All right. Thank you, dear friends. So we'll see you all tomorrow again. Thank you.
Thank you, friends. See you all tomorrow.